Hey guys, it's Maya from Cafe. How are you? Hope you're well. In this video, I basically wanted to bring up a huge issue in crypto, which is senators who speak on crypto but like have no resource basis. They don't use crypto, they're not aware of it. It's a new technology. So instead of sitting with people who understand it to better explain it, they're doing these blanket laws that are not really logical in any form. So that's why people like me and people who've been in the crypto realm for a bit of time, we're saying, as much as everyone's screaming regulation, regulation, we want proper regulation. And the way they're responding to certain situations has us in fear because the regulation they're providing isn't going to stop the things that's happened. The regulation that they're creating has nothing to do with these situations. So we're going to talk about Elizabeth Warren, who is very much so anti-crypto, but I really don't think she understands even why she is anti-crypto. She's just like she just has a negative energy about it, and I really I would be shocked and surprised if she even had a wallet, if she even owned cryptocurrency, if she's even sent it out before, if she has any experience with this technology that she's so anti and against. And it's kind of like, would you trust a lawyer that didn't go to law school? So would you trust a senator to make bills about things that they have very little experience in, haven't utilized, do not understand it, and literally only think compares it to be a use case for fraud, which we know is committed by fiat, it's committed with credit cards, it's committed with debit cards. So to say one thing is used for only money laundering when there are other vehicles for money laundering that exist and will always exist, because the problem is not the technology, the problem is human behavior and the incapability to understand that these are the people that are writing our bills, people that don't understand something, yet they're making bills that have they're not beneficial for the asset itself. So we're going to get into this article by Decrypt that explains her bill, and if this is pushed, this will probably it's a violation of our constitution. It's a violation of our freedom, our financial freedom, and it's going to set a really bad precedent. And I don't think these people understand it, or maybe they do understand it, and then their goal is to disrupt our privacy and our financial freedom. Maybe we're just giving them too much credit. That maybe they are aware of certain things and they want. So before I get too negative, let's read the article. Okay, so Senator Warren introduces new crypto bill targeting self-custody wallets. First of all, that's not even a priority. I really don't understand how this was like, let's fix everything by doing this. Critics say the bill, which would expand KYC requirements for crypto network participants, is opportunistic and unconstitutional. Sounds about right. In brief, US Senator Warren and Marshall today proposed the Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act, targeting the crypto industry. The bill, which would place a new KYC requirements on crypto network participants, has been deemed opportunistic and unconstitutional by advocacy groups Coin Center. Amid this week, the United States Senate hearing about the collapse of FTX, Senator Elizabeth Warren and Roger Marshall today introduced the Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act, which targets the cryptocurrency industry with a number of proposed regulations that critics are calling authoritarian and unconstitutional. The proposed bill seeks to place know your customer requirements on blockchain infrastructure providers and participants operating in the United States, including developers creating software for decentralized networks. Like, what would be the point? That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, what would be the point? Even miners and validators. And the validator thing, too, is stupid because why would you need a KYC a validator? A validator's requirement is that they have to uphold behaviors to process transactions, or else they would lose all of their validating rewards or access to validate. So that inherently, I don't understand why you would need that person's KYC. Miners, same thing. They're performing a function. It's usually a computer or an algorithm. Why do you need to know that person's KYC? Developers, why do you know their information? Like, I don't understand that concept. I mean, like, and especially with the developer work, there's a lot of developers that work freelance. People have multiple developers come and commit code to a project. So knowing who they are specifically really isn't that important. I mean, I, I just don't understand the logic behind suggesting something of this nature. There seems to be no logic when it comes to the way they create these bills, and it's increasingly and very much so frustrating to read things like this. And I want to hear her explanation. How do you think that this will essentially reduce fraud? I want her to explain in her words in a logical context how she believes it would reduce fraud, or is she just slapping KYC on everything? Warren and Marshall's bill will direct the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, to treat crypto wallet service providers, miners, validators, and other network using money service businesses per Warren's statement, thus requiring KYC for participants, along with a requirement for anti-money laundering AML programs. So now we're going to have 3 regulatory agencies basically enforcing rules on crypto. Yeah, because that's totally necessary. Got it. It's just creating a hostile environment. It's so sad. They're going to push out so much innovation to other countries. And when that money from tech and crypto outflows to the US and they start complaining about it, I want you guys to remember these people. Gary Gensler, Elizabeth Warren. There are so many people that are so ignorant. Instead of inviting these people to stay and create and just do so much more, and then actually getting rid of the bad actors and having basically, arresting them and doing what you need to do with them. Instead, you're just ruining the image for the whole industry, and you're not even, recognizing the technology, the progress, the amazing things that people have done. It's like you literally want to destroy crypto in the US. You want to do that, so be it. But when the money goes, when the people go, know that they're not here because of the things you did. When you had the opportunity to literally create a new industry and improve technology, improve like medical records, health records, improve infrastructure, essentially, when it comes to public records and data. And that's kind of sad. The bill would also impact unhosted or self-custody wallets, requiring platforms and networks to identify such customers and track their transactions. But why? Why are you forcing a decentralized protocol, a decentralized agency that literally created software to now police people? It's like, just do your own dirty work. It's literally ridiculous. Furthermore, the bill prohibits any financial institution from using digital asset mixer services or other privacy enhancing technologies. Mixers are typically used to conceal transactions in cryptocurrency between wallets. And they're also for people who don't want, like, let's say I wanted to privately donate to something from my crypto wallet, and I don't want people to know my identity because for some reason, I don't want to tell the world I made a donation, correct? I would probably use a mixer. Or maybe if I have a wallet that I use for my job versus having my private wallet, I don't want people to publicly know what my wallet, where I store my assets for my private use, correct? Like, they're not just to create illegal activities. Like, the common sense is just gone here. The crypto industry should follow the common sense rules of banks, brokers, and Western unions. Again, so let's reestablish that they're not banks, they're not brokers, they're not like Western Union. That's the whole point. Like, it's literally the whole point. This legislation would ensure the same standards and that's the thing, they're slapping these standards and procedures that they have for exchanges and banks and brokers. They're not the same. And the fact that you guys cannot mentally grasp that proves that you don't have the capacity to write these bills because you're not understanding and creating a new framework to understand this technology. How can you be in this realm of regulation when you don't understand the technology that's been created? It's just so insulting. The bipartisan bill would help close crypto. It's not going to close the loopholes. It's literally not. Bet. The bipartisan bill would help close crypto money laundering loopholes and strengthen enforcement to better safeguard U.S. national security. None of this will actually do that. It's actually, frankly, the opposite. They'll just do it from other countries and still send it. So if someone has to KYC, it's like, okay, but if there are people from other countries who those laws don't exist, they can still send the money to them. I mean, like, it's not clicking. US national security. I didn't know crypto was in charge of all of that. Already, the proposed bill has drawn significant scrutiny from crypto industry. In a post this morning, crypto advocacy group Coin Center decry the bill as an opportunistic, unconstitutional assault on cryptocurrency, self-custody, and node operators, because it is. Senator Warren and Marshall proposing bills with subjecting software devs and nodes to AML as a reputation of liberal values and moves towards types of surveillance and controls like authoritarians like Vladimir and Putin, and it is. I don't think you guys understand what's happening and how we should be very concerned. I mean, when the PayPal thing happened, you guys were all like, "Whoa, what's going on?" But this is why we're in this space. We don't understand because we don't want our finances surveillance and to be censored at the mercy of whomever. Just we need to be a little bit more aware, you guys, because what we're seeing is someone saying, "I'm gonna do regulation." It's not for the safety, because if it were for the safety regulation, what we need, exchanges have to hold reserves. Exchanges have to hold separate balances from customer deposits. Exchanges should have a cryptographic proof of reserves, and then proof of separation of assets, and they should be able to document their procedures in which they do storage, how they keep their keys. That needs to be documented, and maybe not that so that everyone knows, but it needs to be somewhere so that someone knows. That's all you guys need to focus on, because there seems to be more issues with that. Fix that first, then come over here and work out some issues, because the people using crypto are not the problem. It's the exchanges and hackers, but hackers are going to hack. That has nothing to do with normal crypto usage. That's a security issue. I don't see any regulation regarding crypto security, which to me, if you really cared, that would be a priority of concern. Yet all of these bills have no priority of concern. Sorry. So make no mistake, while proposed solutions to potential money laundering and terrorist financing, this bill is in fact something of liberal values and moving towards the type of surveillance and control prized by all the cut. Make no mistake, while the proposed bill is a solution to potential money laundering and terroristic financing, the bill is in fact just destroying liberal value. The bill was introduced following November's classic cryptocurrency exchange and FTX, and again, none of this has to do with FTX. FTX was fraud on the behalf of FTX. It has nothing to do with the industry itself. We literally didn't have an accounting or an HR department. I didn't know like a business that could exist at that size that doesn't have those standards. Our US government officials and senators need to focus on making sure the normal business structures are set before they can even make comments about the crypto industry. Because to me, if it was set when FTX, didn't have proper audits, when FTX didn't have an HR, when FTX, all of those things that a normal business should have, those should have been red flags that you should have noticed outside of the crypto issue. But who am I to talk? I'm just a normal human being. I'm not a congressperson or the SEC that should be aware of these things, and that's their entire job or whatever. This bill is focused excessively on financial surveillance and does not address any of the issues of corporate controls, which are within the range of Congress to address. Corporate controls, stay in your lane, focus on creating regulations for corporate controls for crypto-based companies. If you guys did that, everything would be gravy boats. But you want to go outside that and make up shit. Excuse my French, but it's really quite true. The proposed bill has drawn similar scrutiny to last year's infrastructure bill, and that was disgusting because in an infrastructure bill, the IRS changed the definition of a broker, which included companies that trade crypto assets, forcing exchanges to report transactions to the government. Sneaky shit. Sneaky stuff. I don't like this. This is not good. That bill feared to also impact network participation like validators and miners, plus crypto wallet providers and more. Regulation focused on a hosted wallet has gained traction in Europe this year, with the European Union voting to oppose KYC on such wallets in March. The United Kingdom has considered similar legislation this summer before ultimately scrapping plans because it's unnecessary and it's unnecessary and you look like Big Brother. That's literally what you look like. Okay, I'm going to post the link for this in the description, but I do not think that she should be anywhere near crypto regulation. And I feel like there's too many pots in the kitchen and it's becoming a shit show when it comes to regulation. There does not need to be three agencies loosely regulating and submitting all these random bills to crypto. There needs to be a newly formed agency that is competent and has the capacity to write bills that are reflective of what we want to see in crypto moving forward in the US. These people do not understand crypto, nor do they want to. So they're creating arbitrary laws that are just based upon privacy and control. Please provide us with the proper people to assist us with regulation because this is not working and you're causing a hostile environment where consumers are still being hurt, robbed, defrauded because of your lack of comprehension and awareness to the problems that are actually happening within the space. Okay. Thank you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And if you like reading about anything that I'd like to talk about in further depth, please sign up for Crypto Beta Cafe's Substack article. And I will actually start writing individual articles for crypto on Medium as well. So please watch out for that. Okay, thank you guys. Have a good day or evening. Bye bye.